it and then invite more people to similar sessions if they like it.
Yeah. And then we can work on and improve it maybe for the next time and see what worked and what didn't.
Yeah, exactly. You can change the speaker, find somebody else.
No, it's not going to happen. No, you're the best.
Ooh, we are together. We're doing very good. This is exciting.
Yeah. I am excited. Yeah. I can see that. Yeah, Olga is having some problems with connecting to the audio.
Okay.
Yeah. So well, actually, I think I was hoping that it's going to be quite interactive. So it's absolutely okay. Yeah, if we have if all the participants have their mics on and then they can ask questions. What do you think? Yeah,
perfect. I think let's well, again, if they have any questions in the process, get them to interact, of course.
Yeah, because I want it to be I want everybody to take something from it and not just theory, but gain some results as well.
This is all about results, and this session is for them. Otherwise, I would be somewhere else. I don't do these things for me.
Great. Okay, so I think that since we are recording, I think that we can we'll just wait for Olga and Svetlana to connect to the audio, because if they are not connected, then they cannot hear us. Sure. And not a good thing. And I see it's not showing out. Okay, so now I see that all the participants, they have connected to the audio, and that means that they can hear us. I don't know, I'm not sure about Svetlana. If I'll just text her and then we'll start.
All my different drinks in place.
Okay, so I don't know all of you who are here. Well, I know you, but I don't know your level of English, not about all of the people. So we'll try to speak slowly, but if you have and I'm just talking to all the participants, if you have some questions, you can ask them in either Russian or English or
Spanish.
Okay. Yeah, or Spanish. Yeah, that will work as well. Yeah, or you can ask us to speak slowly, and then we'll try to do that. So Svetlana says that she cannot connect to the sound.
Oh.
Just a second.
Yeah. This is normal. This happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm thinking about getting an assistant for this kind of job, because I'm trying to be in both places at the same time, helping people to connect and trying to be here with you. Okay, so I think that we can start, and hopefully all the problems will be resolved during the meeting. So my dear friends, let me introduce you, Jose. I think that if you follow me on Instagram and if you saw some of my live sessions, this face should be familiar to you. So Jose is my friend from London, and we have known each other for about a year now, right? So last summer I attended his workshop on public speaking. It was public speaking, right? And I was impressed, and I realized that we can do something together, and that my students can learn a lot from Jose, and I'm very happy about what it's developing into. But every time, and I always say that every time when I'm speaking with Jose, when we are together, when we are discussing something, I'm learning something from it, because he's a really great specialist. He's an NLP master, and so you can add Yeah. So yeah, something like tell us about yourself. Introduce yourself, please.
Before I say anything about myself, I would like to share that every time I speak to Tatiana, I also learn something new. She's fascinating and she's an amazing English teacher. So you are very lucky. And I haven't said this before, but I'm actually thinking about taking some lessons with you. Take my English, who knows, to another level. We can always improve.
Yeah.
Well, good morning. Good morning. Is it dobra utra?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, again, good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be with Tatiana. I'm based at the moment in the UK, but I'm from Venezuela, over in South America. And I've been in the UK for many years. As Tatiana mentioned, we met last year, and since then we've been collaborating, and I'm delighted to be here, okay? So in the process, if there are any questions, anything, either in Russian or in English, say to Tatiana, Jose is speaking too fast, I didn't understand, can he repeat? I'll be very happy to. What I do in a nutshell, in a summary, is communication and public speaking training. But I've also worked in the industry, in business for many years, and I travel to many places, and I'm going to share something. I used to love going to Russia. Again, not the whole Russia because the customers were around Moscow, but still each one of my trips, I loved it there. And I think, I feel very close to the country somehow. And one last thing, I remember when I went, I had my Venezuelan passport and my European passport. And I had to pay with the European passport, I had to pay for the visa. With the Venezuelan one, I didn't. So they let me right in, which, I felt appreciated. So that's me today. Good morning, guys.
Да, но и на всякий случай, если вам вдруг что-то непонятно, смело говорите помедленнее, либо можно вопросы задавать какие-то на русском, потому что нам хочется, чтобы вы из этой встречи вынесли максимум пользы, чтобы это было не просто погружение в английский язык, но чтобы еще вот полезность от этой встречи у вас тоже была какая-то. Поэтому don't hesitate and ask your questions either in Russian or English. Yeah, both languages work. Oh, 3 languages, sorry, and Spanish. Spanish works
exactly,
as well.
Or, Italian. We are multilingual here. We love languages. That's something we have in common as well. Swedish, whatever.
Good. Okay, so in our today's session, we would like to share with you how we can use NLP in language learning. And we'll touch upon 3 spheres. That's how we feel when we speak language. And then again, language consists of vocabulary, units, words, and grammar. So, and we'll speak about these 2 as well. We'll speak about grammar. So how can we use NLP when we are learning grammar? When not learning, when we are like incorporating it in our brain. Yes, and vocabulary as well. But yeah, let's take each step one by one.
Perfect.
Over to you, Jose.
Over to me. Fantastic. Well, guys, you may have been looking at the screen for a while and wondering, what is this? What does it have to do with English learning? And first of all, I would like to introduce this as a framework that is I call it the pyramid of change. And it has many different applications in life. I use it for my public speaking. I use it for communication. I use it to drive change in my life, and also when I support others with my coaching. And every time I look at it, I find a new application. I had a colleague, well, no, actually, one of my friends from Australia said to me, I can even use it to create my CV. I didn't ask anymore. Perfect. So whatever you can find applications for, go and do it. So when it comes to English, in this case, imagine these are the different levels, okay, at which we change, or at which we learn, or with which we interact, okay, within ourselves and others. And you can see there is, you start at the environment level, and I'll explain each one of them. There are some questions, and then you go to the behavior, skills, and you have it there, all that has to do with beliefs, identity, and finally the purpose. So it can go up as in reaching a higher level, or it could be actually going down as in deeper. But everything it goes, I like to work outside towards the inside. And without any further ado, I'm going to ask Tatiana, who is today, apart from our teacher, she's our model of excellence, because it's fantastic. Every time I speak to her, what I find, what I discover, and those are the things that make her an amazing English teacher. And guys, pay close attention to this. I can repeat the questions. We can have another session. But I'm going to ask Tatiana to help me, okay? So I can illustrate what excellence means. What she's got up here, okay? Nothing to do with the skills. How she deals with things internally that allow her to speak in the way she does and interact and teach in the way she does, which is very unique. So Tatiana, here it comes. Whatever comes to mind first, share it. When you are speaking English at your best, that to you is like what?
Well, it's an interesting question, because like very often people ask me if I think in English, and if I hadn't had this question, I would never think about it, because really when I speak English at my best, I feel no difference. So I'm there myself, right? So when I speak English for me, speaking English at my best, my best level, is not thinking about switching from one language to another. It's just going there and doing it. And just,
okay.
I don't know, like there is no transition.
So interesting. So what we're going to be learning here, and we can do the same for ourselves, of course, and you could apply this sort of framework to me and ask me questions. What we're finding is that she's the same person. There is no transition. She's feeling that there's no change. Okay, very, very interesting in terms of how we're thinking about the way in which we speak. Some people say, yeah, I switch from this to that. And sometimes the most important is to be ourselves, regardless of the language or anything, because we are special. And later on, we'll do a very good exercise. So Tatiana, tell me about your environment. When you speak in English, what do you perceive around you? And also tell me about what you perceive and what is it that you wear? Tell me about the external experience when you speak English.
That's very interesting, because like when we're speaking about the environment, so what's outside. So when I picture myself, right, speaking English, or, well,
you picture yourself, perfect, you're picturing yourself, go with it.
Yeah, so usually the weather is nice, always. And I'm wearing clothes that don't, that allow me to move freely. I'm wearing clothes that are very comfortable. They are like everyday casual clothes, nothing too shiny, fancy, but just clothes that make me feel comfortable. Coffee shops are around, and people, yeah, a lot of people walking in the streets, and it's nice sunny day. So yeah, I usually picture myself in London or somewhere in America.
That's fantastic. And thank you. If you're picturing it, you can take it with you anywhere. In terms of the impact it can have, when you go to an environment that you don't know, before you walk into that environment that you don't know, you can picture your coffee shops, the people, London, and that has an impact internally. It's impacting your emotions as well. So great, please.
So, yeah, for example, if I need to speak English at a conference, right? Or if I need to speak English with my business partner, you are suggesting that I need to kind of go back to that situation where I feel as a confident speaker, where I feel relaxed and like in my mind, picture this street, sunny street with coffee shops, with people walking back and forth with me, with, I don't know, like a cup of coffee in a relaxed outfit. Yeah?
You can choose that, or you can choose aggressive people around you that are asking you very difficult questions and you can get all nervous about it. So you have got the choice to make, right? You can pick either one, whatever serves you best.
Okay, well, I opt for the first one. Yeah, I like it. Okay.
And that is one strategy that came out of the conversation. There are many other things you can do. Also, you can take that environment level, and if you're going to be presenting at a certain place, you can imagine how that place is going to be, and in your thinking, adapt it to what you want to happen. So when you walk in, I give you when I did my TEDx, it's a great example. By the time I walked in there, it felt as if I would have been many times before, and it was just the first time. in my mind, I played it so many times that I felt at home. Okay? So as we go to the next level, so when you speak in English, apart from speaking English, of course, what do you do?
Drink coffee, look, smile.
Smile, yeah, body language, yeah, you're smiling.
Look at the, at the windows of the shops and the buildings around. I look at how people communicate and how they are dressed. Well, yeah, pretty much it. Just
Tell me more about your body language. You said you smile, which is very important, by the way, the signals you send into your mind when you're smiling, positive, of course. Anything else that you do with your body language? For instance, are you slouching or are you straight? Are you sitting? Are you standing? Tell us a bit more.
Well, no, I'm just definitely my shoulders open, and I'm trying to kind of absorb all the atmosphere. And no, I'm definitely not slouching. No, nothing like that. Yeah, I'm relaxed.
I'm relaxed. Perfect. Very important for us to realize, if we're speaking, say English, which is the topic today, and then I'm speaking English, but I'm just like this and I'm looking down, I know I'm maybe accessing some other areas that are not serving me. So if I change that and copy somehow Tatiana, we can have, I think there is a question.
No. I think that somebody was responding to somebody.
All right. Okay, perfect. Sorry. Yeah. So great. Tatiana, as we go to the next level, skills and capabilities, okay?
Yeah, this one.
This is where it gets interesting, because sometimes to do something, we can ask ourselves, what do I know about this? What kind of resources can I draw from? What do I know? Because sometimes we may realize, wow, I still have got some few more things to learn in order to do it the way I would like it to be. So when it comes to English, for you, what do you know when you're speaking at your best?
So this is a very interesting question, because for me, when I'm speaking at my best, I'm able not to think about how to compose sentences. But yeah, well, obviously, I'm able, first and foremost for me, to understand the speech of other people, to pick on the most important words they say, and on their, and I'm able to read their body language, because sometimes maybe I might think that people with different accents, and I don't always understand what they say, but the atmosphere, the environment, their body language, and my ability to pick on the most important words that are usually shown with the higher pitch, help me. And then, my ability to construct basic sentences, even if I don't know how to say what I want to say, then it's always with me. If I don't know what to say, how to explain it, if I don't know the name of the word or something, then I always know how to explain it, because I always have my basic that is very stable, and it's unshakable, and it's always there. And I know that in case I know nothing and I can say nothing, I can always go back to that unshakable basis.
So many strategies that you've shared. I don't know where to start. I got very excited as you were sharing this, because it's fantastic. And the last bit, that unshakable, it's amazing, because then, guys, think about it. You could, if you wanted to, create that, if you haven't got it already, create that unshakable basics that, if something is happening, you go back to it and you can rely on that. And I can relate to it, because I do it. Sometimes I want to sort of come up with a very fancy word, and then as I look up, it's just, I'm not finding it, and then I go to the basic. I go to what I know, which is very helpful. Tatiana, you said, and this is key, when you doing public speaking or in life in general, you have got a focus on the other person, which means you are not in your mind. You are not thinking, oh, I don't know how to say this. I don't know how, oh, what's the other person thinking about me? Your focus of attention goes external to the other individual. And you're getting interested, curious about what's happening. What you're doing there is that you're letting your mind to flow, and then just in a way, okay, with my words, enjoy that process, picking out how the person is communicating, the words they're using, so you can in a way use similar words or learn those words. And I can also relate to that strategy, which I didn't do on purpose. I used to like people when I came to the UK, I would look at them, right, they say that word. Okay, so let me just write it down somewhere, or because I liked it. So focusing on the other person, I could speak freely.
Yeah, that's really cool. I kind of always wanted to explain that to my students, but I would never put it in such good words. Yeah, thank you. No, yeah, that's yeah.
Thank you, because it came from you. Okay?
Well, I was doing it unconsciously. I wasn't thinking about it, so.
Great, and that's the beauty of this process, because those questions, we don't ask ourselves the questions every day. So we are getting answers from the unconscious mind, from that part that, you know, we don't tend to go to often. So we get those pearls. And this is how you can even incorporate new things into your teaching, because there are certain strategies. You know, I love the one unshakable, create the unshakable basics or something like that. I love that one. Really cool. Focusing on the other person. Perfect. So as we go up the pyramid, we go into those beliefs and values. So what's important to you about speaking English? And also, what do you believe about it?
Well, awesome. I really believe that like, ability to speak English erases all the borders in my head, and it makes me, I don't know, like well, it's not almighty, but no, I think no, not like that, but I think that I can do anything, and like if I'm bored, I can always like find somebody to talk to. If I don't know anything about the place, I can always find somebody to tell me more about it. If I want to save money, I can always find the ways to do that, because I know the language, and I know like how to talk to people, and I know how to ask for, I don't know, like better variants. And if I want, and also like it allows me to learn more from my travelings, to get more from it, just because I'm not just looking at the sites, at the popular sites, at the tourist sites, but I'm learning about everyday life of people by talking to them. And they are always willing to share. So that's one thing. It makes you like, it gives you more wealth. Yeah, it makes you wealthier in terms of culture, and it broadens your mind, absolutely. So now I don't know whether it came from knowing English or it was my innate talent, but I believe, well, and I believe that it's connected with language, that speaking other language helps you to understand other people better. So it's kind of you, and I never thought about it. So you see, it always happens like that. When I'm talking to Jose, I discover something new that I have never thought about it. I never thought about. So when, like, my ability to tolerate, I don't know, like sometimes ambiguity, and also to accept that English language is different from Russian. And I'm not trying to figure out why. I accepted that, okay, it's another language, it's different, it's the way it works. And again, unconsciously, I apply it to communication with people. It helps me, oh my God, that's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, it helps me, like, you know, that just knowing one language and accepting that quality about that language changes so much in communication with other people. Because yeah, this is something that a lot of people say, that like I can easily communicate with many because I just accept them. No. Tell me what
you guys are lucky. I wish I could have Tatiana every day as my teacher, because that is wisdom. That is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. And
Oh,
I'm going to ask you, lovely people, I mean, wouldn't you like to have these kind of conversations with Tatiana or the people you come into contact with? I wouldn't say every day, maybe you don't have the time, but more regularly have these kind of conversations. Look at how much we can learn from the other individual and then apply similar things to my life, to our lives. Because you started, Tatiana, with this amazing metaphor that and I'm glad it's all recorded, okay? Make sure it's being recorded.
yeah.
Because you started with erasing the borders in your mind. To me, that is just expansion. That is just going beyond anything that's possible, you know? And then as you know, just everything else that you said after that, I just got excited and more and more and more, because it was amazing. Thank you very much for sharing all of that. That's, you know, if you guys pay attention to this and decide to pick, because you can do, okay, what if I delete the borders in my head? How would that be like for me? How could I do it? Get curious. If you're going to accept the world, some of the things that Tatiana mentioned, how would that impact your English? Because this is as simple as grabbing some of those concepts. Let me try it. Okay, it may work, it may not. Okay, let me just try another one. And you have got plenty. So when you get this recording, yeah, use them. Those beliefs, what's important to Tatiana about it. And I guess now coming up to the top, and by the way, also notice when Tatiana is speaking about this, she's glowing. She's gesturing openly. Her eyes are just sparkling. I mean, it's fantastic. And that means congruence. That means that's what I call self-alignment. Very important state to achieve, to perform at our best in any area of our life, okay? Any area. So who are you when you speak in English?
Yeah. I'm just me.
You are just you.
Yeah.
You are just you. How simple is that? You are just you. So there's not even like, no, I changed this hat or I go to this. You just mentioned before in your environment and behavior that there's no transitions for you. You are that person.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to go all the way up. So when you speak in English at your best, what is, and I think you mentioned it already. I just want to hear more about it. So we finish the process. What is your purpose when you speak in English at your best?
Well, I don't know what I've mentioned before, and I've never I don't know, just again, so this is something maybe that I have consciously, and again, there is one thing that is a bit conscious, and I think that it was conscious, but now it grew into unconscious thing, but I think it's there. But one thing, again, I can expand all the limits and erase all the borders and just be a part of that world. That's it. I want to, I don't know, I want to enrich my life, and I want to maybe I don't know, not just enrich my life, but also when we communicate with people, I think it's reciprocal. It cannot be just from one side only. If I'm learning from you, then you're learning from me, and it's mutual. And then another people, that is conscious part. Another thing that is conscious part. A lot of people think that Russians are grumpy and very conservative and closed and not friendly at all. And I think that I want to break this, what's it called? Oh my God, stereotype. Yeah. I don't know, but it used to be like that before, because I started noticing that people, when they were talking to me, they would say, oh, you don't look like Russian at all. And I said, well, no, we are all like that. We just don't want to show our personality to everybody at our first meeting. Yeah, but since I have these borders erased, then yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And just imagine the world, how different it would be if we had more Tatianas erasing borders and connecting with people. There we go. I'll leave it with you. I haven't got anything else to say about that. Thank you very much for sharing, Tatiana, obviously all of your knowledge in this process. And I'm at this point open to questions if you've got anything else to say, or we can move to the next.
Sorry. Yeah, maybe I'll just quickly recap it. Do I need to do it in Russian or... Yeah, I think that it's faster, if I do it in Russian. Да, вот, не знаю, ребят, я первый раз вообще, ну, как бы пирамиду я видела, потому что я делала эту презентацию, мы с Хосе это не прорабатывали, но это просто крутейшая штука, вы можете ее использовать не только для языка, а вообще для вот, ну, той сферы, в которой вы работаете, потому что я, например, вот эти многие вещи, которые сейчас всплыли, я не знала, не осознавала о себе, да, мы можем вот так вот снизу и до верха проходить, ну, в любой деятельности. Возможно, использование для языка, вот, да, то, что вот про окружающую среду. Я действительно всегда чувствую себя очень комфортно, когда говорю на английском языке. Вы можете так вот взять свою, да, там, ну вот я знаю, допустим, про Спартака точно, да, что он там занимается, ну вот, скриптами. Вот когда он в своем деле, как рыба в воде, как он себя чувствует, да? Я надеюсь, Спартак, ты не против того, что я тебя взяла как пример, да? Как он себя при этом ведет, какими навыками он обладает, во что он верит при этом, когда... да, он говорит об этом, вот как он себя идентифицирует, то есть кем он в этот момент является, и зачем он это делает. И просто если проговорить про это все, да, я сейчас загляну в чат. Спасибо большое, Надюш. Да, если вот заглянуть, ну вот, если вот пройтись по этой пирамиде, ну вот вашей деятельности, то вы откроете просто невероятный вот этот вопрос вообще, в чем фишка, чем вы отличаетесь от других, вот, ну это просто крутой инструмент, я в восторге, я после этого перепишу свою шапку в профиле, мне кажется. Вот, sorry, I was saying that I'm going to change my bio in Instagram after this session because I've discovered something new to put into it. Да, и точно так же, когда вы учите английский язык, вообще все сводится к цели, да, зачем вам это нужно, вот вы себе представите, когда вы говорите на английском ну вот, на вашем лучшем уровне, вот представьте эту, ну вот по всем этим ступенькам пробежитесь, я думаю, что если у вас будут вопросы, чтобы не тянуть время, потому что, ну, мы уже как бы полчаса проговорили, вы можете вопросы сейчас задать, что-то, если адресовано будет Хосе, мы сейчас ему зададим, что-то, может быть, оставим на следующий раз. Но напишите мне вообще, понятно, как с этой штукой работать, и как она может вам, вот как вот эта вот, да, пирамида в этой в голове, вот, то есть понимание всех этих уровней вам поможет при изучении языка, либо вообще в любой другой сфере. Напишите, вот, чтобы я понимала хотя бы, да, какой эффект оно на вас произвело, и насколько вы это все поняли. Да. Понятно ли вам, как вот эту штуку использовать, и как она может вам пригодиться в изучении языков? Да, нужно будет, ну, действительно, Марат прав, нужно будет проговорить это все. So I'm asking everybody if it's all clear for them. Нужно будет действительно проговорить это все про себя. Я вам могу сбросить этот скрин потом. Может быть, я Хосе попрошу. Да, обязательно, ну, обязательно, вот это нужно попробовать, да, это все не теория, это на практике. Может быть, у него там есть прям небольшое приложение, небольшая брошюрка с этим всем, может, он вам разрешит и поделиться с ней. Вот, я надеюсь, что вам это все понятно, и хочется просто дальше к практике перейти. Вот также вот просто представить, да, себя, как вы говорите на английском, и по всем этим пройтись. Вот момент, да, то, что он сказал про способности, я этого тоже не придавала значения. В первую очередь, у меня вот как выяснилось, да, для меня самый важный навык — это понять другого человека. Действительно, вот всегда про людей. Если мы вообще не настроены на других людей, а это ведь, да, я знаю, что многие из нас здесь спикеры и вообще работают с людьми, если мы настроены на людей, а не на то, какие мы в этот момент, то мы всегда от этого will benefit from that, да, мы всегда получим, ну, выигрышную позицию в итоге. И вот по всем этим уровням пройтись. Если надо помочь с английским языком, мы можем потом сделать дополнительную сессию, вот, и сделать это все. I think I was talking too long. So, shall we go straight to practice now? The next, yeah? Can we do that? Do you have any questions? Вопросы? Вот если есть вопросы, задавайте, но я пока не вижу никаких вопросов, тогда мы переходим. Yeah? So, we were talking about different fears that people have when it comes to learning languages. And it appears that one of the most frequent fears is the fear to speak, or fear to sound like awkward. Yeah, so people are worried about their pronunciation so that they don't sound like English speakers like native speakers or something like
Just
that?
just the way I sound, which I sound like very Latin American with this crazy accent.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, then I
Yeah,
don't know
so
what to do.
yeah, well, you're a perfect example of that. It's not going to kill you, and even more, you can become perfect professional and have a lot of people willing to learn from you being in English capital.
Well, that is an interesting, yeah, true. Haven't thought about it that way, even though with this, with my lovely Venezuelan accent. And I think this goes back to something you mentioned, that you are yourself. So I am myself. And if I change this accent too much, it wouldn't feel natural to me. And then that connection, internal connection, wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
So if it comes to fear, because we have got this crazy accent, which by the way, defines who you are in a way, that lovely Russian accent, guys. As long as people can understand you, but again, that's just my opinion, okay? I do appreciate that some people want to sound really like, very close to the country, or certain like English accent or American or Australian. That's perfect. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it as long as you're still yourself, okay? So Tatiana, that's the beauty of that pyramid again, because she shared what, her internal process, her sequences of thoughts when she's speaking English or about to, or in the process. And she said that she's not in her head. She's out there focusing on the other person. So you tell me, please answer this. How are you going to be thinking about the other person is thinking if you're focusing on the other person? So that is quite difficult. Oh yeah, I'm appreciating the other person. Oh, what's the other person thinking about me? You have to go in here. So if you spend too much time in here, it's really not helping you. Fine. One thing I do, what I think I've done, and it works really well with many of my clients, coaches, is this. Similar to, well, I wouldn't call that image that Tatiana has got on the screen. Well, do you know, I don't know, just to give you an example, Mickey Mouse from Walt Disney? Or Donald the Duck? Like, sorry, it's not sounding like Donald the Duck, but I'm speaking about Donald, that Donald, not the other one. Or you could even create the other one in your mind, whatever, okay? So next time, what I would like you to do is, because your mind can have, can have a behavior on its own. So it can be there bothering you, stopping you from achieving things. It can be deceptive. So one thing I do, this is my process, okay? I get my mind and take it out here. Yeah? And I look at it. And when it speaks to me, it speaks like Mickey Mouse. It goes, oh, Jose, you sound a bit odd. You don't be speaking like this. And even with an English accent, it's just like, and I look at it and I just go, I can't help it but to laugh at it. Okay, yeah, thank you, brain. Okay, and it's just a perfect way for me to go and forget it. I take it out, mock it, make fun of it. Then you know what? You know nothing. You haven't got enough information, for me to be believing this about this situation. You are winding me up. Oh, sorry, Jose. Yeah. And then off it goes. Try it next time and you will remember it. That's the beauty of this process, that next time you find yourself, oh, what if I sound like this? Or what if I don't sound? Oh, what if I sound too Russian? Then remember this moment, take your brain out. It's just, come on, what's going on with you? Oh, sorry. Oh, there we go. Boop, boom. That situation changes right away. I guarantee you. And then in that moment, go and speak and notice how you will be speaking differently. You may say to me, Jose, but it takes time. Of course. If you don't go to the gym every day, then the muscle is not used to it. The more you go, the more you do. I have a friend that says, and remember this as well, the brain is great for many things. And also, he says just this, that we have a farty brain, yeah? That it farts. And when it farts, our vision, it's getting clouded. Our, rationale, everything, because it's just. So think about it next time. How much are you farting now, brain? Again, go and speak English, yeah? That's what it's all about. Mock it. Make fun of it when it's not serving you. Hey, come on. Oh, there he goes again, yeah. Farty brain. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Spasiba. There we go. Continue with your day. Go and speak English. Go and enjoy. follow what Tatiana has shared, because she's got lots of knowledge and things that you can incorporate and do it. Enjoy it. Erase the borders in your mind. You can do it. You can actually grab an eraser, like a big one, rubber, and anything. You have got the power.
Yeah, and also it's also like, I love this party brain now. I'm going to use it from now on for sure. And another thing is that, remember that Arnold Schwarzenegger, what's his name is pronounced, got his job just because of his accent. Like, he has very thick accent and he wasn't willing to change it, or maybe he was, but he couldn't. And this is what got him these great roles in Terminator and all the other things, just because he had that accent. And yeah, so I think these two things are really very important. So first of all, you shouldn't lose your identity. And if you think that like your Russian accent or any other accent is part of your identity, this is who you are, then just that's fine. That's more than fine. That's excellent. And again, we probably, I don't know, will I be right if I said that we should focus on our purpose? Right? So if you're an English teacher teaching pronunciation, then probably that would be great if you, like, I don't know, master your pronunciation and try to speak, well, not as a native speaker, but at least pronounce and articulate all the sounds correctly. Mm-hmm. Why else would you need to have perfect pronunciation? To let other people know that you're not like who?
To feed the farty brain, so you get more farts in return. So you're fueling that. That's the only reason. I cannot find any other reason that is valid, that is going to improve your life.
Yeah. So again, I think that these two are really important. So first and foremost, never like do anything that would make you lose your identity. And then, think about like why you're doing that.
And that's the beauty. Operating from purpose, then everything cascades down. Okay. So I could say, for instance, Tatiana, she's an English teacher and she's working on pronunciation. Yeah. For instance, helping you with your pronunciation. That is at the skills level. But what is her real purpose? That is what's going to drive everything differently for you to learn in a different way as well. So, she shared what her purpose was. So it's not for you to pronounce perfectly, is it? It's way beyond that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you see that it's very easy. You can use this pyramid. Well, I asked Jose whether we can use it to anything. He said that maybe not to absolutely everything, but I think that it can be applied to, I don't know, like there's nothing I can think of yet that I wouldn't apply this pyramid to. But yeah, we'll see.
Go and apply it. Go and apply it. I mean, get curious. As I said, I even had this colleague in Australia creating a CV using it. So I thought, yeah, perfect. Prepare for an interview. Great. So apply it. There are no limits. Erase the borders. Tatiana, I'm going to be using this from now on.
Yeah. Good. Well, so you see, we've dealt with fear of speaking and sounding awkward easily, just with the help of this pyramid. I hope, like, what do you think of it? Yeah, so I believe that all the fears, okay, so if we speak about like sounding awkward, and can we do it the same with being afraid not to know the right words, or not to know what to say, or not to understand something?
Well, if you, this is what my mental process, for example, I share from my experience what happens when I'm speaking in a different language. It happens in Spanish as well. So I'm about to say something. Oh, I don't remember the word. So my mind goes, oh, you see, oh, you don't remember that word. You've been in the UK for so many years. And I can go into that sort of cycle, which is not going to help me. At that moment, I realize, hey, okay, got you. And then I go and share, guys, I forgot the word. It doesn't come, maybe come back later. And I continue speaking. So I let all of that pressure that's here, I share it. And that's it. It's perfectly fine because we all forget words. I forget them in Spanish. I forget them in English, of course. So go and share it. You forgot one word. Perfect. Who cares? How is that going to change your life? Is it going to, are you going to die for forgetting one word? I mean, put it sometimes, create, what was I going to say? You see, I kind of lost it for a moment, and that's okay. But find a way to make it very small, very irrelevant. Compare it to something different. So am I going to die because I forget one word? Are people going to hate me because I forget one word? No, it's just the farty brain. Remember, you can apply the farty brain for everything because it's always there. It's good and it's bad. So when it's bad, it's just like the devil and the angel. So when it's on the devil's side, hey, come on. Out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that, yeah, it can be applied again, if you're afraid to make grammar mistakes, anything in life. Yeah, that's a very important thing. Okay, so
I'll share quickly on that point you mentioned. If we go to the beliefs, okay, believing, and I use this all the time, believing that there is no failure, there is only learning. Then you go and try things, knowing that if it doesn't go as planned, you have learned something new. So there is no failure, there is only learning. Very powerful belief that you can borrow from me and use it from now on. Simple.
Yeah. So let's look how we can apply it. Yes, we can do that. How we can apply it to grammar. And I was thinking, like, I don't know, is it okay to jump like along this pyramid and maybe start from the middle and then work to the very top, or start from the top and then go? Yeah. So
let me check my manual. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay, I thought so. So I was thinking, like, about grammar. How can we apply that to learning grammar? And then, Jose, if I'm wrong, please correct me. Feel free to correct me. Stop me and correct me. So, like, for example, I decided just an example to use this second conditional. And again, if we want to use it in life, so firstly, probably we need to go to that, like, capabilities, maybe skills on, I don't know, like tools, skills. So, and we just learned this tool that we need this kind of structure. Again, we can express that without knowing the correct grammar, just using our gestures and our facial expressions and so on. But if we want to speak correctly, like, we need to, like, master that grammar, to know that that grammar. And here, for example, like, if I were you, да, если бы я был на твоем месте, if I were you, I would, я бы, and then we add some verbs. If I were you, I would. Then, so this is the tool. And then probably I would go straight to purpose. Why? In what situation? What's the purpose of saying that? If I were you. So why do we, Jose, say that sentence? If I were you. What's the purpose? Or maybe somebody else can tell me. What's the purpose of saying it? No. Oh, can you say something? Because I can.
Are you asking me? It's a question for me.
Well, anybody. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
I thought it was an English question for the audience. I mean,
I know, like, okay, so maybe somebody else can help me with it. Can somebody help me out? So why would we use that? If I were you.
I use this sentence when I correct my students.
Okay, yeah. So if your students have done something not the way you wanted them to do, and you say that.
I use if I were you, I would, and I explain what I would do.
Yeah, so basically the purpose of the sentence is to give advice, right? Yeah.
If I've tried to give soft advice.
Yeah. So not just strict, like, do it like that, but to make it to make it sound more polite, right? If I were you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, without saying, like, you are wrong, or that was a bad thing to do. But yeah, well, not bad, but if I were you, I would. Then, like, let's go to identity. Like, how do you feel yourself when you're saying that? Like, who are you at that moment? So,
I'm not a boss for my students. I just coach. I try to develop he's too right way. Oh, not diverse.
Yeah, to diverse him from that wrong path to the right way. Yeah. Well okay, good. Yeah. So and you feel so when you are learning the grammar, firstly, like think of the purpose, and then like yes, think of your identity. So who are you when you're using that grammar? Yeah. So and you can like picture yourself like you're a coach. So you're not I don't know, like not his boss, right? So you are trying to help him. And what do you feel at that moment? Like, how do you identify yourself like with being a coach? Like, if I were you, and you can even say it like with that picture in mind, not even picture, with that feeling, right? If I were you, I would. If I were you, I would. And again, you can go down the pyramid and think about your behavior. It's easier for me. Like, think about your gestures. Yeah, at that moment. Like, okay, Marat, how would you say that? What would be your body language when you say that?
I don't know. I don't feel about it. Actually, usually I sit on my computer and just. I have open, как сказать, открытая поза.
Yeah, gestures. Yeah, open gestures, open body language.
Open gestures, yeah. And I try to look as some friendly person. I'm not. I try to don't look as like his opponent. I tried to, типа, быть на их стороне, как сказать?
Yeah. Well, to be on their side, absolutely.
To be on their side, yes.
Yeah, that's great. So, and again, so that could seem like a weird way to learn grammar, but really, it might only just seem long. But if you like make it a habit, like that, remember that Jose said about fart's brain, if you do it every time, then it becomes automatic. And the same, like if you learn something new, if you learn a new grammar unit and you go down this pyramid and yeah, you picture yourself in this open poses, like being on their side. And for me, like, I know what Marat is talking about. I usually would probably, I don't know, like lower myself a bit and not to look intimidating when I'm saying that, and say, well, you know, and think about your intonation. If I were you, I would probably use this color instead of this color, or I would probably do this instead of that, and so on. And think about your environment. And yeah, for Marat, that's open presentation on the computer screen. Probably, like for me, it would be, I would probably think about like a desk and sitting next to my student and maybe like turning my torso towards the student and having open shoulders, so something like that. And like again, so Marat uses this phrase with his students. You can picture yourself in your situations that are typical, like for you, like very often, like my friends ask me for advice, and I would say, well, I don't know, it's different for everybody, but if I were you, because for me, like for me, my identity or my beliefs would be that I don't want to influence their decision. I want them to make their own decision. So I would think about it. So I want to show that this is your life and this is my way of thinking. So I would probably say, well, you know, and that would be my beliefs at that moment when I'm using this phrase. I don't want to influence them, and that's why I kind of distance myself to help them understand that I don't want to give you advice, but I want you to have a look at the other point of view. And that's why I'm saying, if I were you, I would do that, but it can be different. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Jose, what do you think about it?
Very good. Very good. I mean, there is lots of room for improvement and adding and learning. I would also, based on this and what we've learned about Tatiana, Okay, this is another trick which I've used in the past. With my mentors, for example. So whenever I face a situation, I go and ask myself, if I were this person, I would. Or if I were this person, what would I do differently? Then it opens the mind to some other alternatives. It's as if you're stepping into the other person's shoes. So next time you're finding something, I got this thing about the language, English or whatever, then if I were Tatiana, what would I do now? It can be very helpful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool. So again, this is very useful instrument. And then if you want to practice at home, you can say that, like for example, if you can imagine that your friend comes up to you and says, I'd like to start investing, but I don't know what to do. Or like, I want to learn a language, but I don't know what to do. Or I'd like to start my own business, but I don't know what to do. I don't have any time for myself, and I don't know where to find it. And again, put yourself in all of these positions. And from this perspective, from this paradigm, think, how would you answer these questions using this tool and feeling what you would feel? And
yeah, wow, love it.
Yeah. So that's right. Well, Marat said that it's an interesting way to learn grammar, but I believe, well, and again, this is my point of view. I believe that this is the only reasonable way to learn grammar, because again, as we spoke before about pronunciation, we don't learn grammar to do grammar exercises in the books, right? There is a higher purpose for that. Yes, we want to convey our ideas. I think I was Italian in my last life, in my previous life. I'm using too much of the gestures. Yeah, I need to learn that language. That's right. Yeah. So again, unfortunately, well, it's an introductory session, and I was thinking that we could have time to practice, but I think that we can. Well, I don't know if you like the idea. We can have some follow-up sessions, and we can have only like practice sessions where everybody can practice. Like maybe we can do one more. What do you think? Like if we practice another structure, like if I had, если бы у меня было, да, if I had, I would. Another structure, like if I had 5 children. If I have had 5 children, then I would. Yeah, no, Jose, you don't want to picture that?
Sorry, no, I don't. Thank you. That's the thing. I don't want those pictures in my head now. Even just one children. I'm happy with a cat. I like the house in Spain different. Let's just focus on the house in Spain.
Yeah. So, do you have any volunteers who would like to go through that pyramid with this sentence?
Come on, guys! Another volunteer. We want to.
So,
we want to have
as
you
I promised you to be practical task, then. No. Masha, I think you can. I'm sure you can. Not I think that was the wrong
nervous. I'm really nervous. Okay, I will try.
Remember about that Farsi brain.
Yes,
Take it out.
Yes, open the picture. Okay, if I had 84 hours a day, it's really important for me. I would be the richest man in the world.
Yeah, but absolutely. So, like, but again, if we go down this pyramid, like for example, like, what would be the purpose of saying that? Like, why and what do you like? Why would you need that phrase?
I will have so much time to learn more information and to have many skills and abilities in all the spheres of our, I don't know, for example, in my profession, I will be the professional, the best lawyer in the world. So I will be the best, and it make me happy. It make me really happy person. Just this thought.
Yeah. So what are you doing at the moment?
At the moment, when I have 48 hours, and I'm sitting in the office in front of my laptop, and I'm doing some kind of paperwork, and I'm very busy. And what else? It's oh yeah. I'm
Yeah.
working.
So we can go down this pyramid, but basically we know that, like, what would be the purpose of saying that phrase? Yeah, so probably dream about something, right? Were you dreaming about it? Yeah, and we already saw that Masha had that dreamy expression on her face. Yeah, so like she was already there in her office.
Masha, dream more. I loved it. I loved it. You just lit up. You were just, wow, beaming. Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's so cool. And then just you put all that on that grammar. Like when you say that, like, oh, if I had like 48 hours in like in my life, like a day, yes, in my life, every day of my life, if I had this 48 hours, and when you have these pictures, this grammar kind of like it becomes a part of you, and you're not thinking about grammar. You shouldn't be focusing on grammar. You should be thinking about higher purpose. And yeah, and then it's not that difficult. We don't need grammar. So grammar is not our boss, but we need it because we need it for our purposes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's not our boss. Yeah. Thank you very much for sharing. And you see, it's, you know, once you do it, it's just fantastic. You're part of the group. You can do this more often. Yeah. It's just building the muscle, always building the muscle. Get out there. Whenever you hesitate, I'm hesitating. Great, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. And we can apply the same for words, like, and especially I've chosen the words that I love, and they are like really, like they speak so much. They show all these emotions, like this one, scrumptious food.
You're going to make me hungry.
Yeah, you see, that's the power of the word. But because when we learn this word, we don't think about, oh my God, that's SC scrum. No, when we learn this word, like, first of all, we need to know the, I don't know, like meaning of this word. So what it's very tasty food, but what kind of it, like, what do you feel? Like, where do I put that? What do you feel like? Yeah, or maybe environment. When you say that word, oh my God, scrumptious. It's, that's like, even it's impossible to explain it. It's so like you look at it and you want to eat it straight away, and you feel that your mouth is watering already.
Yeah, I'm scrumptious. Tatiana, don't do this to me now. I'm thinking about eating like a passion fruit by the sea.
Yeah, and I'm picturing blue cheese. I don't know why, but yeah, when I'm
well, that's a lovely connection for you to remember as well. Okay, blue cheese, scrumptious.
Yeah, so you can think, like, when you say scrumptious food, like picture what picture comes into your head, scrumptious. Yeah, and I think that now, like, if Jose goes and somewhere and gets this passion fruit, and the first word that might come to mind would be that, scrumptious. Yeah, scrumptious. Well, we can speak about cantankerous people. And I learned this word. So cantankerous people are people who complain a lot, who are always unhappy, who are very noisy. And I learned this word when I was working at school. And I got tired of cantankerous parents. It was driving me crazy. And I remembered this word straight away because I was feeling like that. Why do you need to complain about every single step? Oh my God, that's impossible. And like, really, I feel so much energy in that word. And I believe that this is the best way to learn vocabulary. Again, feel the words, not just learn the spelling of it, but feel the word.
Very good, Tatiana. Very good. Very good.
It had to be coffee here, the last one.
It was supposed to be coffee. Okay, it's just halfway.
Yeah, coffee shops. Yeah, ubiquitous coffee shops. Okay, so I don't know, like, we can go on and on, but since I think, like, I don't know, like, Jose, how much time do you have?
I don't know. I don't even know what the time is. You tell me,
So,
what's the
yeah,
time?
so it's 12, well, it's 10 by 5 past 10 in your country.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Yeah, so
Well, based on, no, please carry on.
so I think that maybe like if we have some questions, then we should probably deal with questions, and then we'll see. Maybe we can plan another meeting. And
Exactly. And then we let these lovely people to continue with the Saturday and see. I'm wondering how you're going to start applying this. Before questions, think about how to apply it. Ask yourself, how am I going to apply it? Very important. It's not, I always say it, it doesn't matter how much you know. What really matters is how you feel about what you know and how you apply it. So now, time for questions, if you have any.
yeah, please, yeah, if you have some questions, go ahead and ask them now in both Russian or English. You can use the chat, or you can use microphones and ask them in voice. Again, it might seem a bit quixotic, a bit like strange, not usual way to learn grammar, to learn the language, but this is actually what really works. And we have perfect examples of people learning grammar for 10 years at school and learning all that vocabulary and still feeling tense and nervous when it comes to speaking. But if you do it this way, I believe that like it's something that really, it becomes part of your identity. And then you don't need to switch to the language. You don't need to think about thinking in a language, because it just happens. For me, it's a real strange question, like, what language do you think in? I don't know. Sometimes I like remember a conversation with my Afro-American friends who obviously don't speak any Russian. And I can't remember what language we were speaking, because like sometimes when I played back in my head, it seems like he was talking Russian to me. And I don't know, like, it's just because I don't think about thinking in a language. I just talk.
And Tatiana, there is also something very important here that I would like to share. It can apply the same metaphor when you're learning languages. It's just when we're learning how to drive. So there are 4 steps in learning. So the first one, oops, sorry, I just hit the microphone. The first one is you don't know what you don't know. Okay? So you don't know anything consciously or unconsciously. Then when it comes to driving, for example, or the language, now you know consciously that you don't know much about English. Then you get to practice and practice and practice. Then you know that you know some words, but unconsciously you need kind of think about it still because it's not there yet. And then finally, when you master it, then it's just like driving. So you're driving, you don't have to think really. I mean, you pick up the phone, you're speaking to the person in the back, you're speaking to your partner if you have it on the side, and it's all happening automatically. So it's important also to consider the 4 steps, because, you know, once you get to that point, you master it. So if you sometimes still think, okay, I'm thinking and I'm doing this, that's fine. Carry on until you master it. Know that you will get to a point in which, just like Tatiana does, because she's done it for a while, it just happens naturally. She doesn't even think about thinking, it's just there. And you will get there. If Tatiana can, if I can, if so many people can, you can as well. Just wanted to share those 4 steps in learning. I think are very important.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, yeah, you need to have the tool first. You need to work, like when we were speaking about, sorry, keep on pressing the wrong buttons. You get the tool first and you keep on working with it. And again, working through this pyramid is a process that you need to master, right? Like the talking with the brain, it takes time first time. The same here, it takes time. But like we are building it into our body. We are becoming part of it, yeah. As the same, like.
I have a question.
Sure.
As I missed the beginning of our meeting, I have one question. After all this conversation, I understand that there is no need to use all these points. We can use just 4 or 3 of them, just to put it into our brain, to feel the atmosphere, to feel the purpose. Yes, am I right?
Yeah, Jose, what do you say? That's your creation.
Masha, I would say what works for you. What you just said, if that works for you, go with it. If you think you can do something else, that as well. That is my first answer. And the other one, in which, you know, I would give advice, go with the different levels and play and find the ones you sort of feel more, you feel like help you the most, put it that way. Play, get curious. Curiosity is key. So if I think from this level, what do I believe? What tools do I have? What's my environment like? What's my purpose? Certainly, the key, when you know your purpose, everything, as I said before, will cascade down. So if you ask me, the most important, focus on the purpose. And then that will give you direction.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for interacting.
Yeah, do we have any other questions?
No, everything is clear. That's perfect, really.
Fantastic.
Okay, good. So now it all comes down to practice, because yeah, practice makes perfect, absolutely. And yeah, and now like I'm trying to pay attention to how I'm learning Italian at the moment, and I noticed that I don't translate the words neither into English nor into Russian. I translate them into pictures straight away. Like I identify myself with these pictures. Where would I use it? Like if I'm learning cucchiaio, so where do I keep my cucchiaios? In the top drawer in my kitchen, yeah. Or like la padella, so my padella is green, and I know it. I have this picture in my head. And
perfect, amazing strategy. And then people can use that strategy as well and try it out, see if it works. And also, if we generalize a little bit, 80% of us are very visual. So use that representational system as the main one. But also, and Tatiana mentioned this, use the feelings one. If you experience some kind of feeling around it, then focus on the feeling. If you can bring a picture, perfect. If you can connect feelings, picture, and then sounds, wow, you're recreating the whole sensory experience. Then it gets very powerful, because then you're impacting each one of your senses. Although most of the time we tend to be quite visual. Just, for those of you who are actually can be a bit more kinesthetic or auditory in the way in which you perceive your information or process information.
Yeah, so yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys, for coming to our meeting on Saturday morning. Yeah, I hope that it was useful, and that you're going to take some tools and instruments. And I'm in love with this pyramid, so I hope that it will be useful for you. And I would really appreciate if you leave your feedback, because this is something new and not usual, and I would really be very grateful if you leave your sorry, I got distracted by the message. Like, if you really say what you think about this way of learning languages, and if you'd like to continue and have some more practice-oriented sessions maybe, or talk about different things in that perspective, it would be great to hear from you. Yeah, and as Nadia said, that learning, my key is to listen songs, to English songs. Yeah, absolutely. So if that's what drives you and it gives you pleasure, and so it can be your purpose. It can be like your tool that, I don't know, and think how you feel when you sing English songs and listen to them and so on. So it's really cool. Yeah. So thank you very much for listening, for taking part, and for your questions. And I'm looking forward to your feedback, because it's really very important.
Sure. Tatiana, I wanted to say as well, thank you so much to you for inviting me, and thank you so much to, this amazing audience for listening to us for over an hour, for interacting, for taking in this new knowledge, being very open. And I would like to ask you, and I think it can be also a good way for you to practice your English, and, from this kind of Venezuelan accent guy, join me, follow me on Instagram if you like to, or any social networks. It's always great. I always invite people to connect, and if there's anything, I'm always happy to help you. If you need English, you go to Tatiana. Some of the things you may want to speak to me. We're creating this community as well. So we want to, bring more people in and keep on doing this, which we believe can be very, very helpful for people in the way in which they learn. And also, listen to this, how you do one thing, you do many. So if you do one thing with excellence, you can use it in other areas of your life. I keep hitting this microphone.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much to you, Jose. It was really, I always say that I'm learning from you every time, and it's really precious. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, and
you,
I
Tatiana.
hope that we'll be able to do it together. Yeah, thank you.
Sure.
So everybody, have a great Saturday. It's not Sunday yet. Well, both enjoy both of them.
Lovely weekend, everybody. Paka.
Yeah, and we'll
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Ciao.
Bye. Thank you.
Ciao.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Tatiana, are you staying, or are we okay? We going?
Yeah. Well, I know we can get in touch on WhatsApp then, and then yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It felt really good. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.